All right, this is the getting started video for Curo's beta test 1.2, and this is Keon with Impact Next. I'm one of the core developers for Curo, and this is a system that's made by OMGers for OMG. So first of all, thank you for being a beta tester, and all of your feedback is going to go into evolving the system into a better product for us to use. This is meant to replace our current system of managing our links, like with spreadsheets or anything else that you're currently doing, because it's going to help you systemize your link management, help automate some of the metrics so you know what's going on, help you identify footprints, and then have a general overview of what your PBN network looks like. There are a lot of other things that are going to be in the pipeline, upcoming features that are going to enhance pretty much every component in the system. But a lot of that stuff you'll be able to see if you click on System on the left side and Upcoming Features. We'll have a lot of this stuff listed for each page in the system, but we'll also have a lot of components that are going to be coming up afterwards. So if you can see here on the initial message, we have Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. You can get a general overview of what these look like and what we're planning for the system. As we go through this beta stage, we're going to continue to update the changelog. So you can see we've already gotten a few bug fixes, enhancements, and things like that, and we'll do it on a daily basis so that you can see what's being changed. And we're also giving credit to people that give that feedback. So I think that's a good thing, and we'll know that this is evolving based on the feedback from OMG members. Now, the goal here is to give you an idea of how the system should be used, and so we're going to start pretty much from scratch. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you add your PBN network. And let's say we've got a PBN called test.com. This is an optional field here for host. This is just for you to know. And this is not currently something that's going to be shared with anyone else. So if you add this, that's great. If not, you don't have to. Now, you may want to add a WordPress username and password if you want this system to be able to post on your behalf. So ultimately, you would want to have a client, add that client to the system, and then set up all of your scheduled PBN links from here. So on day one, I could literally schedule 5 articles to go to 5 different PBNs over the course of, let's say, next 2 weeks. And the system will be able to schedule them for you if you add the username and password. If you don't, then you can still add links into the system. It just won't schedule it for you. So in this case, I'll leave that blank, and I will save this PBN. I'll add another one, say PBN 2 and 3. Now what happens is every 5 minutes, the system will detect if there are new PBNs, and it will actually hit the Whois, Moz, and Majestic APIs to update all these metrics for you. And currently, they're updated on a regular monthly basis. So once you've got your PBNs in here, you can go to your content, and content is basically your articles. And currently, we're only supporting PBNs, but we're going to be supporting Web 2.0s as well, so you can add things, add your links coming from social profiles or anything else, but this is primarily meant for PBNs. And we also have an integration coming with ineedarticles.com to be able to commission an article with your account and have it automatically inserted into this page. Right now, I'm just going to add an article. Let's say this is a test title, give it a topic. You can add one as well, but I've got a predetermined list here for, let's say, health. And we'll say personal fitness Houston. This is going to go to an inner page of personal fitness, and we'll say fitness team. That's my brand name, homepage. Then I can add an image, I can add a video, I can add all the things that I usually would do in a WordPress site. But in this case, I'll just say this is example article content. Save that. Let's do another one real quick. Post number 2, health niche, post 2. Page test. Save that. So now we've got 2 different articles here. We can also come back in here and edit them if we want, but for the most part, we've saved our content. We know what the topic is, the primary keyword, and it's ready to go. So if we go into clients, and now we add, let's say, our fitness contact, fitness company, and we can add his email and phone if we have it or want it. In the future, when we add the CRM component, you may want to have that information there, but it's not necessary at this time. So if we go into, so we've got the client, right? This button drills into their details essentially. And we want to add a site because a client could have multiple sites. So fitness site, clientfitnesssite.com. And now we've got their site inserted into that client. So there's 2 options here. You can go to the network graph, or the backlinks. First, we're going to start with backlinks so I can show you what this looks like when you're creating a new PBN link. So for example, we could start with PBN2, select one of my articles. So now I have the title and the anchor text, the main anchor text for that article, and it pulls that keyword down into this list here. If I selected the other one, it would do the same thing. But you can change the keyword at the time of creating the link if you find that you need to do that. So now we can say schedule post, or it's already been posted and I just need to record that. And we'll schedule it for today. You can also change the time if you want. And go ahead and post that. So now we've created this link, and these stats will be pulled directly out of the PBN stats. So when the system updates that, all of that will show here as well. Now we've got our keywords, and this is the keyword that I chose, and it goes to the home page. I can click on that and go if I want. I can also create another link with the second article and say it's already posted. And so here are my keywords, the time that I posted it, the selected article, and PBN. Save that. And now I'm keeping track of both of these as well. I can refresh this, and it's still there. So I can also delete these links. I don't currently have an option for editing, but that's something that's in the pipeline. Now, if we go back to the client and we go into this client details, and the first button that we saw is called the network graph. And this is a really interesting tool because it's going to be, I think, the primary tool that Curo is eventually going to go into, but it's not yet there, and it's something that has to evolve because it's kind of the first of its kind. So if we go into the network graph, we actually start to see how our network looks like. And this allows us to have our money site and 2 PBN nodes. And ultimately, what we'd like to do is create the ability to focus on any site or PBN. So then it'll actually allow you to change this graph depending on what is your central node, whether it's a site or a PBN, and then branch out all the things that are linking to that site or from that site onto this graph so that you know exactly where all the sites are going, what things are linking to what, and then eventually also give you an overview so that you can get an entire network and see every money site and every PBN and how they relate to each other. Now, eventually, we're also going to include things like your social profiles, your Web 2.0s, so that you can see what parts that you have done and what's left to do, and generally how your SEO strategy is working, what types of links do you need, and what are missing. So this will eventually be our primary core function, and you should also be able to, let's say, add a PBN here, create a link. And this form isn't completely done yet, but we've got a basic title, post date, and article form. It's not yet, connected to everything else in the system. But whenever we modify this form, you'll be able to just drag and drop your PBNs and create your links to your money site and schedule them right from here. So that pretty much covers the process right now. The 3 main things are, adding your PBNs, adding your content, and then linking your content and your PBN to your client website. And this will allow you to get your backlinks listed and start tracking everything that you're doing. And some of the things that we're going to be building in are things like keyword planning, keyword density, so that you know that you're not over optimizing for a particular keyword, and then having your plan from the get-go so that you know exactly which keywords to use as you are creating your content. And that'll eventually tie into the keyword tracking that we're going to implement as well, which will hopefully give you better reporting than most tools out there. So that's pretty much how the system works. And if you have any feedback, feel free to shoot it over through our submit feedback form, which you can use on any screen. And or you can just send me a message on Facebook or in our Impact Next Curo group. If you're not in that group, let me know. I'll get you added. But yeah, hopefully this tool becomes something that everybody finds very useful and helps their SEO process. Personally, in our SEO business, our client SEO business, we don't like using spreadsheets just because of the fact that it becomes hard to maintain, and you can often find yourself using multiple spreadsheets at once just to make sure that you're not creating footprints. So your feedback is going to help evolve the system into something that helps us all make sure that we're doing SEO the right way, and we're all working together to create this thing. So, all right, thanks.